In this quaint village, fear over rural crime is simmering, highlighted by the recent acquittal of Gerald Stanley in the shooting death of Colten Boushie, who was killed not far from here.
When something like this happens, it's sort of that 9/11 effect.
A wake-up call that didn't surprise farmer Darren Moody.
Because it's been coming. I don't know what I'd do if the situation happened in our yard. It could very well end up being the same thing, because it is scary.
Statistics from the RCMP show rural crime is decreasing, but people who live out here say that's because they're not calling police anymore due to slow response times. A question that's being repeatedly asked at RCMP town halls.
I appreciate everybody's frustration. The police are frustrated as well.
There's concern over how far people can go to defend themselves and their property.
Why can't I defend myself? Any means possible.
The RCMP say using force for self-defense and defense of property comes down to what's reasonable, but that's hard to define.
It's dependent on the situation that's before that person at that time, what's reasonable in the circumstances.
These farmers in these rural areas are a lot more protected.
This rancher says RCMP response times are even worse on reserve.
And we ain't grabbing guns and shooting people.
We have to find the common ground.
Indigenous leaders are trying to work with rural communities to lobby for improved policing.
There ought to be proper resources put towards safety.
There is an awful lot of work to do.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau acknowledges tackling the issue will be a challenge.
We know there are things that we need to address around the justice system and Canadians to make Canadians feel safe.
But people here say nothing will change until they see more police on their rural roads. Olivia Stefanovich, CBC News, Purdue, Saskatchewan.